Hello, we have a list here of 10 good things and 10 bad things that we have discovered about owning Huskies. The bad things, well, you just have to live with them. The good things, I suppose, are
the perks that you get out
enjoyment that you get out of them. But, you know, anyway, so have you got a good one?
I do indeed.
Give us a good one.
So first of all, they're so fluffy. Like, oh my gosh, I could die. They're so fluffy. Just,
What do you think? What the softness of their coat?
Yeah, it's just so cute.
It is very cute, isn't
it's
it?
Just like
I
so
don't know
fluffy.
if you can see Jay's face from there. It's only because we've had treats that he is being this interested. He normally goes and lies down in the other room. Even Blady wants to come in. So anyway, okay. I'll let Blady in a minute. One bad point. They poo a lot. Probably 4 or 5 times a day, I should imagine. You got to sweep the garden every morning, and then obviously when you go down to the road and in the park, in the public places, you've got to pick it up and clean it up and look after it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go and let Blade in, or you do your nice one.
So they're great for keeping.
Yeah, go on. You can say it.
Okay. They're great for keeping you warm. So you can cuddle up to them on the sofa if they really want to, because sometimes they don't. But you can cuddle up to them on the sofa, and it's like having another blanket. It's just so warm. I was saying how warm they are.
Okay, boys, in you come. Jay goes nuts for these treats. If you ever want to train a dog to do anything, then just get something they can't resist. Check this out. Okay, Jay. Gently. Oh, it's over here. Missed that, didn't we? Do that again. Blady, gently. Good boys. Okay, what did you do? Did you do it good?
I said they're great for keeping you warm.
Okay. They're very stubborn. They will only do what they want to do, really, if it's very, very necessary. At the moment, they both want a treat, and they will do anything. Their eyes are only on the treats, as you can see. But they are behaving themselves.
Yeah.
But no, they are very stubborn dogs. But you just kind of have to kind of rule above it, really. It is quite hard and intimidating to start with, but you'll find a way.
So my third great thing is they don't bark, they howl. I just think it's so magical that they can howl together and they're in tune. And as you saw, well, hopefully you've seen the video of Husky says hello, if not description down below, that Blade says hello, and it's actually, I find it so magical and special that they do that instead of bark and yap and all that.
Yeah, that's quite good. I like the way that Blade mimics fire engines and ambulances as they go past. Hello, Jay. This is a bit of the stubbornness, like I said. Okay, you did one. Okay, they shed lots and lots of hair. It's supposed to be in clump. It's supposed to be what, monthly, if you like, or kind of 6 monthly, but actually it's all the time. We're lucky, we live with a hairdresser. So
Mum's a hairdresser, so they're well pampered.
They get groomed all the time, so that's nice, but it's still, the house is absolutely covered in hair. Again,
really need wooden
you know what, it's not a major problem, unless you don't like hair, obviously, but it's something that you do have to deal with a lot. So you just get used to it. I mean, look at the state of my clothes already.
I know, if I wear tights to school, as soon as I put them on, they're fine, and then I walk out the house and I've got an extra pair of leggings on. I'm covered in dog hair all the time, and it's annoying, but then you're like, oh, it's a piece of Jay with me today.
So as long as you don't mind that, and being covered in hair, then yeah, Huskies are fantastic.
So my fourth great thing is they have the power to pull a sled. Like, that is just amazing. Like, something this small can pull loads and loads of humans and can help them hunt and can help them fend for themselves.
And of course helped us find the North Pole.
Yes.
And without them, certainly a lot of the discoverers wouldn't have got anywhere. Pretty much the only animal that you could get to pull a sled.
Apart from the reindeer.
Well, the reindeer you can, but
You're not going to keep them as a household
I think what was the reason that the dogs were used? I'm going to look that up. The reason that the dogs were used instead of reindeer, or even as well
Probably
as reindeer.
because of their stamina.
I think
They
speed, stamina must have had something to do with it. They're really light on the ground, and they kind of spread their paws out quite a bit. So, incredibly adaptable animals, very efficient hunters.
I've got a husky fun fact for you.
Go on.
When I was doing my research, huskies have the power to change their metabolism on the climate. Correct me if I'm wrong, I did read this on the internet, but they have the power to change the metabolism where if they're having too much food, having too less, really they have the power to be able to run.
To adapt.
To adapt to their surroundings, which I think is incredible.
Absolutely, that sounds amazing. Okay, right, selective hearing. One thing, especially these two have, it might not be the same, but a lot of people do say this about huskies, that they do have selective hearing. If there's a dog or a squirrel or something else more interesting in the park, they will decide, they go over and check it out every time, you know, and it's it's quite embarrassing actually. You can call back on a deaf dog. So, okay, that's 4 really. I mean, go on.
So am I going? Okay, so this can be a bad thing as well, but I like it. Whenever I'm walking them, well, I don't really walk them as much as I should have. Dad and Mum do that, but we get stopped on the street without fail. Can we stroke your dog? Is this a husky and all that? And
do you like that?
I love it.
It's funny, you know
just
what
amazing.
I've written down as number 5 on my side.
No way.
People say that basically you can't go anywhere because every time you stop, somebody wants to have a chat with you. Someone wants a conversation
Yeah, but
about them.
I like it. It becomes sociable.
It is nice. I like it, but not if you're busy and you want to get on
That's
with
a good
things.
point.
So I suppose that kind of goes down in the good and bad side, really. Obviously,
So was
we
that
love
your
it. Otherwise,
bad
we wouldn't
one
be.
then?
That was kind of my bad one to counteract your one there. So
I'll
if you
go-
want to press on
I
to
will.
number 6.
My positive is people are sometimes really jealous, and I know this sounds really bad and big-headed of me, but I actually quite like it when they go, "Oh my God, you're so lucky," because it does make you see how lucky you are to have a beautiful dog, or dogs in our case. So I kind of like it that they say you're so lucky. It builds your ego up a bit. So yeah,
It's good for your self-esteem, isn't it?
it is. If
Really?
you're having a bad day and they say you've got a beautiful dog, your self-esteem does rise.
Yeah. Sounds like Blade is caught somewhere. Be right back.
In the power of editing.
Hello, where did we get to before we edited and cut?
Someone gets jealous.
Okay, someone gets jealous, that was you?
Yeah, so it builds up your ego. How about you, Dad?
Well, is that your number 6?
That was indeed my number 6.
Okay, people say that you can't let a husky off the lead.
Controversial topic.
It is quite a controversial topic. One, I think you should really be able to let your dog off the lead.
Obviously, circumstances do apply.
Well, they do, and you're right. And I think that if you do have an issue, then I think you need to find a trainer, a local trainer in your area. I think most problems can be taken away. You know, if you've got the right kind of training and the right knowledge, then you know, with work of time, we've all seen the dog whisperers, and we know it works. All our training has been done from watching these programs, really, and then a bit of trial and error.
And a bit of reading the book.
But I think it's really sad that an animal that everyone says loves to run and can pretty much run 30k a day in the snow, not sprint. They're not sprinters. Which is a good thing, really, because Jay, when we first got him,
we were in the field together.
We were in a field, and I threw the ball. It was the second day of our off-lead training, and I threw the ball in this field, and unfortunately I threw it right towards a cow that was lying down in the long grass, to which he saw. The cow then stood up startled, and Jay wanted to play. And he did follow the cow through into the other field with all the other cows and herd them through 3 fields. Now, luckily for us, he's a husky, and so their sprinting power they burn out very quickly. So thankfully there was a boggy, marshy bit to the field, and after running for 3 fields worth a full sprint, he was actually overheating.
Oh, he was knackered.
So I basically caught up with him when he was inside the brook. It did mean I had to get in the bog to get him, but you know, it's all part of the training really, and also all part of finding out where they are. I mean, okay, so he herded the cows. He didn't damage them. He didn't injure them.
He's never hurt an animal as big as a cow or a sheep.
No, he was just excited and hadn't seen them before. And then, I suppose for weeks and months, even after that, my wife would introduce him to the cows. So keep him on the lead, but let him sniff.
She's a farm girl at heart, so she knew really what to do because she had collies. So she kind of knew, with her background information and knowledge, to be able to kind of introduce him. And now you can let Jay off lead, can't you? And he'll walk straight past a cow.
He can enter a field of cows and stand there. In fact, the last time he did this, he actually kind of just moved them away from us, a little semicircle, in a nice way. Just kind of moved towards them and just kept them at distance from us.
Protection more
very good now, but again, Blade, it's still too early to kind of do that. He's 50% on and 50% off the lead. We really do have to choose our moments. Best time with Blade, I would say, is when he has got another dog to play with, another friend.
Definitely.
If we're out for a walk and there's 3 Huskies with us, which is usually the case with Taz as well, we know that Taz and Jay will come back instantly, so therefore we can let Blade off with them, and we know that most of the time he'll actually follow them and be with them, so we can kind of, you know, keep an eye on him then. But no, every so often in the mornings, if we get to the park early, usually there are kind of kids on their little bikes going to school, pushchairs, dogs on leads with pushchairs. Blade's very, very friendly, but also a very playful dog.
He's still kind of in his puppy
years. Well, even though he's 2, he's still very, very much an adolescent teenager, certainly, and he is a very big dog, and he doesn't realise, and he will flatten you. Not in a nasty way to him, but certainly in his own kind of way. So we tend to keep him on the lead, except for the big walks, you know, where we'll give him that run. Learning with him really. He's still learning. We're still learning. Jay is not a problem. Where did we get to? Number 6.
You were saying about.
That was about people say you can't let them off the lead.
Yeah. So my go for number 7.
So you can, is my point. Sorry. You can, but it's what people say, and it can be quite time consuming to do that, so that's why it's a bad point.
So another great point. Do you want to let Blade in?
No.
Okay. So another great point is that they act different to other dogs, and with this I mean we very much are intertwined with them. It's strange. I mean, I don't know because I've never really had another dog apart from Jay and Blade. But when I go to other people's houses,
That's my edit. Okay, continue on.
Okay. So my number 7 great thing is that they act different to other dogs. I seem to see this when I'm over at other people's house, like my friends, and they've got dogs. They're not very much intertwined with them, and we are. We know. Well, we hope. We think we know what they're always thinking, and they tell us if sometimes Dad was once late picking me and my brother up from school, and Jay came and nudged him and was a bit like, "Come on, like it's 3 o'clock. You're meant to be picking up the kids." So I remember you coming in the car and being like that. So I feel like we're very much spiritually bound with them. It sounds so cheesy, but it is. I just feel like we've got a really strong connection. That may just be because we've got good dogs, but I don't really see it in other dogs.
We do remember we used to watch as a family. We used to tune into Merlin weekly. It was the only TV program really that we'd all sit down and watch as a family. Well, Jay on regular occasions on that day would actually come into the office and get me and bring me in just before the titles rolled. So that was quite strange. It wasn't like the titles had started and he recognised the music. It was actually just before the event. So, I mean, they're very instinctive because I suppose it was routine maybe, but at exactly that time of the evening, Jay came to get me and bring me into the front room. I thought that was quite cute, to be honest.
Now you're number 7.
My number 7.
Oh.
Wind, rain, snow, sun, whatever the weather, you will have to walk in it. Morning and night. You can't not walk a husky.
Oh no.
You know what we do is if we are rushed for time, then we have a 2 mile round the block. I know it doesn't sound like well, it sounds quite long actually. 2 miles to a non-dog walker. 2 miles of pavement walking is kind of reasonable. It helps them out. It stretches them out a little bit. That's
Keeps their nails
the
down.
minimum, I suppose. And then if that happens in the morning, then the moment we get back, then we'll take them off to the fields. Let them have at least 5. Well, we'll be doing 5 miles.
Dogs will be doing at least 7.
Exactly.
If not.
Even if they're on the lead, we use extendable leads. So they do tend to kind of, it does help. Otherwise, you're stopping and starting when you're going down the road. And obviously, if there are other people about, then you shorten it. But we do like the extendables also when you're in the park with an extendable lead. It's really good training for getting them to come back because they're still at the end of the lead at 30 metres.
Not 30 metres, 8 metres. It's the longest one. It's 30
foot. Oops. Okay.
Is that yours?
Yeah, the wind, the rain, the snow, whatever the weather, you're out in it.
Yeah, so
Absolutely.
My number 8 is kind of related to that, and this is really strange because we did this in completely separate rooms, our list. When the snow comes, you feel like you're in a magical world because most dogs run away from the snow, they go in and they shiver and they curl up. Whereas our dogs, as soon as the weather starts getting cold outside, they are out there, they stay out there. Sometimes they sleep outside and I'm not too happy about that, but yeah. But yeah, so in the snow, they get covered in the snow and they just look like they belong there, and then you go out and you play with your husky in the snow and you just feel like you're in the North Pole. It makes you feel all Christmassy, just sweet. So we have an Instagram, which is at Jayo and Blade. Jayo is spelled Jayoo, and Blade, which is Blade. And there's a picture on there that is Jay being covered in snow eating a bone, which is just so peaceful. And we are actually currently having a giveaway for our 1,000 followers on there. I was doing a segment, Blade. So, we are currently having a giveaway for our 1,000 followers because we're so close to hitting it. We're like 740 at the moment, which is insane. So we're actually giving away a heat reactive mug with our logo on it saying I heart and then the blue moon with J. So we're doing that, and that's a free giveaway, and that's over on our Instagram. And the only rules that apply are you must be subscribed to here, so this YouTube channel, hit subscribe, and you must be following our Instagram, and you have to DM us, so direct message us, pictures of both of them so we can put it for proof. And then we're going to put it in a hat and randomly draw it, and we might do that live on YouTube or something, maybe do that.
See what happens. Who knows?
Watch this thing.
I think that's quite a good idea, actually. Okay.
So that's our Instagram for you.
Did you do your number 8 as well?
I
You
did
didn't
indeed.
you? Okay, well my number 8 is as a puppy, they will chew through anything.
Now when we say anything, we mean
anything. Blade,
Everything.
I think we tallied him up to doing about £8,000 worth of damage to
I thought it was
this.
7,000, but now he's done a little bit extra. He's completely out of it, isn't he, now?
Completely. He's completely out of it. It's something we had to go through. You have to find the right chewy toys. They go through teething. They go through mouthing.
It's just something that you have to deal with.
You know, really only when he was left alone, and he chewed through a few sofas, just the arms of the sofas, the lino in the kitchen, down to the concrete. He's done that. We haven't actually replaced that yet. We were waiting, one, to get more money, and two, just until we were sure that there wasn't going to be anything else. We're currently decorating the hallway, trying to get that
and
fixed
the
up.
downstairs toilet.
But we'll work through everything as we go. But expect that they will chew through everything. Jay doesn't chew anything. He doesn't even steal food off the counter.
He's never chewed anything.
Blade, it probably still does steal the odd food bit here and there. But generally, he's not chewing for anything but his own toys now. So
going good.
it's going well, but it was bad when it happened. Okay.
Okay, so my number 9 is another fun fact. Is that Huskies are one of the only breeds of dog that have blue eyes, and we're really lucky to have J.O. who has blue eyes. And as a family, we all have blue eyes. So Dad, Mum, me, and my brother, we all have blue eyes. So it's quite nice to have a dog that's kind of in with that.
Scruff's winner, most beautiful eyes.
Oh yeah.
And in Swanage.
Down in Swanage, Scruffs, is it?
Scruffs, I think it was called. Yeah.
Winner was actually Jay because he had the most gorgeous eyes because he had ice blue eyes, and there's pictures on
We knew he'd
Instagram.
won, to be honest, before he even entered him. Actually, that's why we entered him, and we're very smug about that because he has got the most gorgeous ice blue eyes.
But luckily the judges saw what we saw, so
of course.
there's pictures of that on our Instagram. Number 9 for you.
Number 9 for me is holidays.
Oh, the dreaded
You're not
word.
really going to go. I mean, I don't really like kennels yet. Maybe because we got Jay out of a kennel in the first place, and I didn't want to traumatise him. Maybe I'm being a bit soft. We prefer kind of house sitters, really, home sitters. My eldest daughter has looked after them. Jay before has been here.
She has.
A couple of your mum's friends have. Also, but yeah, you're quite selected to where you can go, you can't go.
And
obviously,
for a
there's a
certain
lot
amount
to
of
think
time.
about. So
But an extra positive to go into that, when we come home, the greeting is just amazing. They jump up, they lick you, they're so happy to see you. It's just so cute. But then Mum does have a little crying holiday if we show her a Disney movie with Huskies. That was tears. So number 10 is they're great with children. So when we got Jay, I was about 9 and my brother was about 7, and he protected us and he was so caring to us and very much always checked on us, which was really nice. And he never really had anything to do with dominance. It was always us and then him, which was really nice. That's what I think.
number 10 for me.
Yep, number 10 for you.
They love to dig holes. Right in the middle of the garden, I'd say, is Blade's favourite spot.
At the current moment in time.
Yeah, we kind of try and move him around a bit. I mean, you are chasing yourself sometimes. I do win sometimes, and then you come out there and you'll find another hole. Check your boundaries. I've checked them several times now. I keep going round. You have to do the odd bit of filling in here. We don't have 6 foot high fences around our garden.
5.5 foot, I would say.
5 foot maybe in some places. Quite big enough for a husky to get over, but they don't want to. They like their home. That's quite important. Those are kind of 10 goods and bads about huskies. Really the bads you live with. The goods are the enjoyment. There's a lot more to it than that.
If you have any more if you live with huskies or if you want questions asked, just put them down in the comments box below and we'll try to respond to them as fast as we can. So if you have any good or have any questions about what you said, just put it down below.
We're certainly not professionals though.
Oh,
Let me tell you one thing. We are just dog owners. And
husky
we happen to
lovers.
have a couple of huskies. And we're kind of just trial and error all the way through, just see what happens. But we'll certainly tell you how we've dealt with our issues.
Hopefully that would help.
And we'd like to hear some of your issues as well, and we'd like to hear how you solved them.
Because we are still learning day to day. I'm learning on how to control Blade as I am younger than Dad, so I don't really have, well, obviously, I don't really have that stern voice and that deep voice that he kind of reacts to. So I'm still learning. So if you have any tips or tricks, leave them in the comments below or on our Instagram.
And don't forget to subscribe. And on that note,
See you later.
yeah, bye.